Welcome.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, Surabhi ma'am, and good evening, everyone. Just a minute. Hello. হ্যাঁ পরে করছি আমি ক্লাসে আছি sorry to interrupt in the middle. Welcome, Surabhi. Surabhi ma'am is my first mentor and changed my life. So today, welcome in my session as a guest speaker, and I'm really happy that I'm able to invite you here. I'm really happy. I didn't thought this kind of thing that one day I can invite you as a guest speaker in my own session. Today, really a dream day for me, isn't it? Please, ma'am, please.
So pleasure is all mine, completely mine, and it gives me, immense joy to see one of my students conducting a session like this. And yeah, when I listen to this word mentor, it gives me such a good feeling, because throughout my life, even I have been searching for mentors who can transform my life. But unfortunately, I was not able to find such mentor who had been practicing or following the practices which I follow. So I just researched it. I read a lot of books, and I went through a lot of life of people who have changed the way they look at this language, and who have not learned this language the traditional way as we were taught in the courses and in the English classes, which I joined. So I belonged to a middle class family, and it was a joint family of 27 members. And I was the 8th child of my joint family. Although I was the first child to my parents, I was the 8th child of this family, and I was the 5th girl child of the family. So you can understand the kind of the love which I got from the family. It was already divided and distributed among so many kids that I just got the leftovers from the grandparents and uncles and aunties. Yes, but I was a pampered child by my parents. And my mother, specifically, my father had only one dream. He wanted to marry me and my sister to the best families, right? So as my friends say, the day you were born, you are getting married from that day, right? So my father had only one dream. Even my mother, she did not had very big dreams for us. But yes, she had just one dream, that wherever we go, wherever, be it group of 5 or a group of 50,000 people, you should be noted. You should leave a mark. That was her only desire. And I don't know how come my mother was inspired by Indira Gandhi so much. She happened to watch one of her interviews, and that is, she decided, my daughters are going to speak English just like Mrs. Indira Gandhi. And because of this one aspiration of hers, we were admitted to an English medium school. But we as kids, we don't understand. We don't understand the dreams and how the parents feel. So yes, I was a bright student. I got good marks in academics, but yes, I never made an attempt to speak in English. And at home, I told you, because I was the first child from the entire family to be admitted in an English medium school, our native language was Hindi. So there was no environment, nobody talked, nobody spoke English, nobody understood English, in fact. In school, I never made an attempt. The teachers, whenever we were speaking to teachers, that tutti-frutti broken English, it worked. The real struggle, the realization that dawned upon me when I entered the college. In college, I was, excluded from the groups like untouchables. Arey, isko to kuch samajh mein nahi aayega. Leave her. She'll not understand anything. And yes, I didn't understand anything. Because if you are not a active participant in a communication, in a conversation, you don't exist. You don't exist. Until and unless you have inputs, you don't exist. So I never existed for my peers. I'm not mentioning friends because I don't have any friends. I didn't have any friends during college. I was so afraid of speaking English. I was so afraid of being mocked, of being humiliated, that I never attempted to make any friends. I'm just a graduate. I'm just a graduate, BCom graduate. And for that too, I just attended the college to give the exams. Otherwise, I found comfort in my home. That's the way life was going. And then I got married in this family in Lucknow. I put up from Lucknow. So this family, they selected me as the bride because they thought they wanted a girl who can speak in English. Because I belong to a very, my in-laws, this side, they are very educated, everyone. But, I shattered all their expectations. Because of this, because of the reason that I may not become a part of any kind of conversation, I may not have to speak in English, I confined myself to kitchen. I tried to do as much as kitchen work as possible so that I don't have to be in conversation with family members or guests or acquaintances, anyone. So life was going on fine. It was going on smoothly like this. I never existed for anybody in the family. I was called only when there were some guests, when I had to prepare lunch or something like that. Otherwise, whenever the discussions were there, I never existed for anybody. But something happened which put fire under me. The moment, when it comes to your kids, a mother, she can turn into a soldier, she can turn into anything, a warrior. So someone in the family said, your kids are just like you, worthless, useless. Your daughters are your replica. And just like you are not able to achieve anything in your life, your daughters will not achieve anything in their life. That day I decided, no, this is not happening. How can this one language, this petty language, how can this language be a cause of so much humiliation for me and for my daughters? My daughters are my pride. They are my diamonds. How can someone speak like this about my daughters? So it was 2012. It was 2012. So I decided that no, I am going to master, not only learn, I'm going to master this language. So tried a lot of things as everybody does. We run towards free resources, right? So lots of YouTube videos. No, YouTube didn't exist at that time. But yes, that at that time, Microsoft Edge and, these things were there. So websites were there. So I searched a lot of websites and everything, and I got through a lot of English courses and classes. In those times, online courses were not so popular. So the classes which were near my house, I tried hands on them, attended a lot of classes. There were people who were less than me in age who mocked me again, not because of my poor English, but because of my age. There were kids from college and I was so elder to them. But I thought, no, nothing is going to stop me now. So I burned a lot of money. I burned a lot of money, which was not mine. I was not earning anything at that time. It was my husband's hard-earned money. But nothing changed. Nothing changed in my life. Whenever I had to, in fact, even these English classes, they were a pain. They were a pain because the moment you enter the English classes, they give you a long list of vocabulary. Cram it. Memorize it. They give you a thick book of grammar rules, grammar exercises. Solve these exercises and you will be a fluent speaker. And then they give you sheets, those communication activities. Okay, this is your sheet. This is your sheet. You speak this, then this, you speak this, and then you will speak this, the dialogues. And the main problem with these English classes is that they lay so much stress on speaking. Now you must be wondering, what is this lady talking about? English speaking means speaking, right? So the very first day I attended one of the class, I remember it was a raised platform, not a stage, but it was a raised platform. So I was made to stand there. It was my very first class. And I was made to stand there. Okay, introduce yourself in English. I said, ma'am, I cannot speak in English. Okay, you cannot introduce yourself in English? Tell us, what did you do? Since morning, what have you done till now? Now, there were 24 students, 25 including me, 24 students, 48 eyeballs gazing at me. Literally, they were gazing at me. I felt as if they are piercing inside my body, my heart. And I started with shivering inside, shaking outside. The very first thing I do this morning, that very moment, it's dead. The instructor, the trainer, immediately corrected me. And that very moment, the courage I had gathered to hold that mic and speak, it was all shattered. So these English classes never helped me. These English courses never helped me. So I wasted 2.5 precious years of my life. Precious years of my life struggling through all these courses and classes to become fluent. But nothing helped me. In 2015, mid-2015, I thought, no, this is not working. There should be something else. Something which can help me understand and learn and practice and master English the way I have learned my native language. Nobody taught me grammar rules. Nobody gave me vocabulary lists. Nobody forced me to speak Hindi. I do it with so much pleasure. I enjoy myself when I'm speaking in Hindi. Then why am I so stressed? I'm so frustrated. I'm so bothered about people's reaction when I speak in English. Why? So I found out that why. And I read a lot of books, I read a lot of articles, and I came across Dr. Stephen Krashen, Dr. Noam Chomsky. They are linguists. And then I read about their research, about their theories, about their hypotheses. And then I came to know that English can be learned in a natural way, just like your native language. Then I started following the ways they propagate, they are telling you, they propound the theories, and then I started practicing. In those days, we didn't have YouTube videos. So what did I do? I started following the interviews on the news channels. I used to record them in my Walkman. And then I used to practice with those interviews. But that's, again, a long story, how I do it, how we do it. The students, there are few students, there are few, known faces today in this workshop, in this meeting. So they know how we practice. What are the tricks and tips we follow to practice my way? So today I'm not going to again, English, as I feel, even in my book is based on psychology of English learning. I talk only about the mindset which you require for English learning. English communication is not about grammar. It's not about vocabulary. It's only about psychology. It's your correct mindset, which is required when you are learning, when you are practicing, when you are speaking English. So let me share a story of my two students from my class, virtual class. So there is one student who his name is Mr. Confident. And there is another student, his name is Mr. Perfect. Now, Mr. Confident, as the name suggests, he's pretty confident. Whenever he forgets, how many of you, okay, tell me first before we proceed with the story, how many of you get stuck while speaking English? How many of you think this is a major problem? Raise of hands. You can raise your hands virtually. You can raise your hands physically. And if you please turn on your videos, your emotions will be my motivation. I will feel good. And when I feel good, I will make you feel good. If you can turn on your videos. If you are in a comfortable position, nothing is stopping you to turn on the videos. Please turn on your videos. So how many of you get stuck? Okay, we have 2 raise of hands. How many of you get stuck? How many of you? And I am raising my hand because even I get stuck. Even I get stuck. Even the native speakers get stuck. Now tell me, how many of you feel bad when you get stuck? How many of you feel bad when you get stuck? So Mr. Confident, when he gets stuck, he doesn't feel bad. He forgets, he makes a mistake, he bounces back. And it's okay. What? So what? I got stuck, I made a mistake. He recollects his thoughts. He organizes his content in his mind and he speaks again. Just like you do in your native language. Isn't it? When you get stuck in your native language, when you get stuck while speaking Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, do you feel bad? Do you feel bad? You laugh, you just smile. Ha ha ha, I done a mistake. It's okay. So Mr. Confident just doesn't switch to his native language and he keeps on speaking in English, even if he commits a mistake or he gets stuck or he forgets. Mr. Perfect, on the other hand, while he speaks, he gets stuck, he forgets certain words, and he gets nervous. He gets anxious. Oh my God, I have committed a mistake. What is the person going to think about me? This person is going to think something really atrocious about me. And immediately, he switches to his comfortable language, which is his native language, immediately. And throughout the conversation, he's so worried about the other person's reaction that he doesn't muster the confidence to speak in English again. Because he thinks I'm making a fool of myself, speaking wrong, making mistakes, forgetting. So we need to understand, let us understand the mindset of these two students of mine. What is going inside their brain? So let us start with Mr. Perfect. First, Mr. Perfect. So what happens? Mr. Perfect is in a conversation with someone, maybe his senior. Again, that pressure is there, senior, okay, or maybe a person who is more fluent than him. So one pressure is already there. The person who's standing in front of me is more fluent, he's more powerful than me. And he starts again. Instead of that, he just gathers all his courage and he starts speaking. And the moment the moment he commits a mistake, or he gets stuck, or he forgets a word or a sentence or an idea while speaking, now what he thinks? Oh my God, blunder ho gaya, big mistake. How is this person going to think about me? He will think I'm a fool, I'm illiterate, I'm uneducated, I don't know anything. Probably I'm useless. He thinks I'm useless, I'm good for nothing. English, doing mistake in English? Matter of life and death. I've committed a crime. How can I commit a mistake in English? And then what happens? Your thoughts are related. They are directly proportionate to your feelings. In fact, your thoughts give rise to your feelings. So how does he feel because of this? Because of that mindset, because of that psychology, he feels nervous, he feels anxious, embarrassed, humiliated. In fact, he feels guilty of committing a mistake. And the moment you feel embarrassed, you feel guilty, your entire body language changes. Your entire body language exhibits, your facial expressions exhibit that nervousness. Just give me a moment. Vardika? Your entire facial expression and body language changes. And the person whom you're speaking with can, he can sense that nervousness. And nobody in the world wants to listen to a nervous speaker. He becomes agitated. Why is this person behaving this way? And that, agitation is visible on his face. And when you see this person frustrated, you become even more nervous. You think, oh my God, he's not able to understand me. What will happen? And you immediately switch to your native language. You immediately switch to your native language, and it changes your behavior. The way you are behaving changes. Your thoughts are connected with your feelings are connected with your behavior. And you start behaving like a bad English speaker. You start behaving like a bad English speaker. You start forgetting words. You start making more and more mistakes. What do bad English speakers do? They make more and more mistakes. So everything is here. All your mistakes, all your forgetting, everything is connected with your mindset. You start behaving like a bad English speaker. Just wait. Sorry. And this creates a downward spiral. Now, every time you want to speak English, you will be reminded of this bad experience, and it will be so strong. It will not let you speak in English. Not only in that conversation, that particular conversation, whenever you think of speaking in English, whenever you attempt speaking English, you will be reminded of this bad experience. You will be reminded of this bad experience, and it will create a downward spiral, and it will not allow you to speak in English. So that is what happens with Mr. Perfect when you try to be Mr. Perfect. Let us understand, why is this mindset so wrong? Why is this mindset so wrong? Understand, Mr. Perfect is suffering from a condition which we call perfection paralysis. When you want to be perfect, you continuously keep on gauging your performance, your speech, your speaking against the parameters set by the society. By the way, What are these parameters and who has set these parameters? Who has set this mindset? Who created this mindset? Society? Parents? Who do you think are responsible for this mindset? Anybody who can unmute and answer. Where does this mindset come from? Perfection. Where does this come? Yes. Yes, please.
Myself. I myself created these mindsets.
Yourself. But when you were young, probably maybe 6 or 7 years old, you never, in fact, you didn't know the difference between right and wrong. Isn't it? When you were speaking English, you didn't know that I was speaking wrong English. The traditional school system is responsible for this mindset. Because they don't allow you to commit mistakes. Mistakes are bad. The teachers tell you, don't you commit a mistake. Otherwise, I will punish you with red marks, with low scores. And then you start fearing mistakes. You're so afraid of committing mistakes that you think, I will speak perfectly, otherwise I will not speak. Because you're afraid of committing mistakes, because that has been ingrained inside you, that if you commit a mistake, you are a bad English speaker. Nobody told you that if you commit a mistake in Hindi or in your native language, you are a bad native language speaker. Nobody told you, isn't it? And that is why you speak it so casually, so comfortably. The moment you think it is okay to commit a mistake, it is okay to get stuck, it is okay to forget, you will become a natural English speaker. You will be able to speak naturally in a calm, composed, and serene way. So the problem is not how I speak. The problem is how I look at the situation, how I perceive the situation. If you make a situation a matter of life and death, obviously you are giving too much importance to that situation. You are emotionally, you are personally attaching yourself to the situation. Why? Why are you taking it so personally, so emotionally? It is okay if I did a mistake. I'm a human. Humans are bound to commit a mistake. Otherwise, I would have been a robot. I want to speak English like a human, not a robot or not a teacher or not a student. It's just a language. It's just a language. It's not science, it's a skill. There is a complete chapter in my book where I explain that English is not science. English is a skill. Love it. Love English like a skill. Love English like you love playing guitar, like you love singing, like you love dancing. Love it like that. Only then you will be able to. Okay, so that was about Mr. Perfect. Now let us think why Mr. Confident is able to speak English so confidently. Now the same situation. He's speaking to his senior or maybe a fluent or a native speaker, and he commits a mistake. And he thinks, so what? I've committed a mistake. It's just a language. He recollects his ideas, he bounces back, and he starts speaking in the same language, which is English. He doesn't switch to his native language. Because he believes my ideas, my work, my suggestions, my thoughts are more important than this language. They are more important. The person listening to me is more concerned about my ideas. He's least bothered about my mistakes. He's least bothered about my vocabulary. Are you bothered about my grammar and vocabulary? Are you? No. You want to listen to me because you think I'm adding value. Whatever I'm speaking is making sense. You are gaining value from whatever I'm speaking. So believe in your knowledge. Believe in your potential. Believe in your information which you want to share. Believe in your skill. Language is secondary. Don't give it so much importance. If you speak confidently, even if you commit a few mistakes, they are neglected by your audience. Only you know that you have committed a mistake. Yes, I know. I fumbled at places. I am speaking since 50 minutes, around 35 minutes I'm speaking. I fumbled. I forgot. I did quite a few grammatical mistakes. But does it matter? Does it matter? Will you stop respecting me or will you stop listening to me? अरे इतनी सारी grammatical mistakes कर रही, इनको तो कुछ आता ही नहीं. ऐसा नहीं होता है. It doesn't happen like this. People value your suggestions. People are valuing your ideas. They are waiting for your knowledge. And what are you serving to them? You are serving yourself as incompetent, low confident, hesitant speaker. So just decide. First, think that who are you? Who are you? Are you a confident speaker? Are you Mr. Confident? Or are you Mr. Perfect? Are you Mr. Confident who doesn't attach this language with his prestige? Or are you Mr. Perfect who thinks that I will speak perfect English, otherwise I will not speak. And he is waiting for that one day when he will be a perfect English speaker, and he will keep on waiting for that one day. So you need to decide. You need to decide that whenever I get stuck, it is okay. If I have forgotten certain word, I will use alternative sentences, I will use alternative words, or maybe alternative idea altogether. But I will not let language stop me. I will not let this language stop me, because I believe my work is more important than my language. So you decide whether you are Mr. Confident, whether you are Mr. Perfect, and then decide what you want to be. So what do you want to be? What do you want to be? All of you. All of you in this session, all of you, you can unmute yourself and tell me, what do you want to be? Do you want to be Mr. Perfect or do you want to be Mr. Confident? What do you want to be? Please unmute yourself. Are you allowed to unmute?
Now unmute.
Mr. Confident.
Yes, I am out.
So confident.
Confident, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are on.
Confident man.
You are on
Confident.
mute.
Confident.
You are on mute. You are on mute, ma'am.
Ma'am, ma'am, please unmute yourself. Ma'am, please unmute.
Okay, yeah. Raise your hand in the air, everybody. Everyone. All together. All of you together.
Yeah, Tarika.
Both the hands. And loudly we are going to say, I am Mr. Confident.
I am
I
confident.
am Mr. Confident.
I am Mr. Confident. I am.
Once again.
I am patting on my shoulder. I am Mr. Confident.
I am Mr. Confident.
I am
Yes,
Mr.
I am
Confident.
I am Mr. Confident.
Yes,
I am
indeed.
Mr. Confident.
Yes. Yes, indeed, you are a confident speaker. And every day, don't forget to repeat this to yourself the moment you have to speak English in front of anyone, be it 1 or be it 1,000. Don't forget to repeat this to yourself. I am Mr. Confident. And the moment you say this, you will remember this story and you're not going to stop. You're not going to switch to your native language. So it is very important. Psychology, English communication is all about psychology. And my book talks about the correct psychology of learning English. See, it's when you change the way you look at the situation. When you change the way you look at the situation changes. Your reaction to the situation changes. So the next time when you get stuck while speaking English, don't change the language, change your psychology, change your mindset. Okay. Thank you so much. So now I'm open for question and answers. Any kind of questions which you have regarding your practice or any kind of challenge which you are facing, which you think I can answer, I'm open for Q&A. Yeah, let me know. See, you don't have questions only in two cases. I always say this. Either you have understood everything or you have not understood anything, right? So I take it as the first option, that you have understood everything, because I am Mr. Confident, right? I trust my knowledge, I trust myself, and I trust the value which I can add to people's life. Okay. Yeah. So Thakre sir is here. Yes. How are you, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. I'm doing well, ma'am. How about you, ma'am?
I'm good. So I hope the 4-hour hypnotic English system is helping you. It has changed the way you think, and I hope you are doing great.
Exactly, ma'am. So last session you have taken, so definitely that session changed my life. Actually, I am feeling confident after that session, and I can speak a little bit fluent after that session, and I want to be joined for another session also, that what hypnotic was something, what booster, fluency booster session. But ma'am, there I don't have, but I don't have proper time for joining that session because I am quite busy person. But definitely I will take a time and definitely I will join one day. Maybe after 15th August, I will join that session, that course.
Most welcome. Okay. Any other?
And actually, I have one problem. At night, I don't have a proper network at my home, so that's the problem. So only I can join the session. I can use the Zoom application only at morning or afternoon. After 7 o'clock, we don't have the proper network of Jio, because our area is surrounded by forest.
Acha, okay.
Yeah, so that is why we didn't get the proper network. So that is why I am out of house right now.
Oh, I am blessed, sir. I am blessed to attend this session. You are out of the house to searching for signals. That is, that is a booster for me. So I am blessed that you value my session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Shankar. I had an opportunity to see your one video. I was really very much impressed by a sentence that if you want to enjoy a tree, you can't enjoy the full forest, regarding grammar. So as similar my thought, and I actually, that time when you are renowned orator, when you always agree with me, that time it was really very impressed. That time when you say it was I think before 6 months ago, it was SAG the province session. Okay, so that is for I'm really very and I'm really very happy to in front of you that I am sitting, and that it is late actually, quite late, because 31st now, 31st, and who are in IT income tax related job, they are really very busy. So great, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Yes, Tanzan ma'am is raising.
So please picture. Yes, ma'am, please.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Hello, ma'am. My question is that actually, what I must say is that I also want to be a Mr. Confident, but become a Mr. Confident in a day is not possible at all. So, what our daily practice should be so we can also become Mr. Confident? Yeah, this is my question.
Stanzil ma'am, okay. Tell me, when you go to a doctor, right?
Yes.
What is the basic dose of, say, what do you call it?
Remedy, ma'am.
What is the basic dose he gives? Suppose you are suffering from some kind of disease, right? So what is the basic dose he gives? How many times? How many times? Basic.
Once a day, ma'am.
It can be once a day won't work. Once a day won't work until and unless it is a very
I think
high
BD,
dose.
ma'am, both times in a day, yeah.
Yeah, it's either
For
it is by
3 days, BD. Mhm.
yeah, either it is bi-daily, either it is 3 times a day, right? Once in a day.
Or 2
So
times in a
these are,
day, yeah.
these are dosage, right? Once in a day, bi-daily, thrice a day. But if it is once in a day, the dosage is very high, right? If it is twice a day, the same dosage is divided in 2 equal doses.
Times, yeah.
And again, 3 times, so it is divided. If it is 200 mg, it will be divided in 60 mg. If it is 200, it will be divided in 100 2 times. So if we are doing practice one time, it should be at least an hour or more at a stretch, right? But again, small doses work better, always. So it is up to you how you can divide the time. Morning, after lunch, at lunch, after lunch, when you come back home, at night, it is up to you. But early morning practice, start your day with English, end your day with English. Why? Because your subconscious mind is active even when you are sleeping.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So subconscious acquisition of language will happen when you go to sleep with English. So listen to English content before sleeping and start your day with shadowing or imitation.
Okay.
Okay. And in between, find out 3 pockets, at least 3 pockets in between to accommodate your English practice. Now that can be active practice or passive practice, up to you. It is up to you, depending upon the kind of atmosphere. But 5 times it should be there. As a beginner, as you say that, yes, you cannot be Mr. Confident in one day, right? So start with 5 times. Maybe after 2-3 months, you can reduce it. Okay, जब disease, जब ज़्यादा बीमारी होती है तो dose लेनी पड़ती है ना. After that, it reduces slowly and gradually.
Yeah.
It should be 5 times. Maybe after 3 months, you can reduce it to 3 and slowly. Right now, for example, even I told you I started in 2015, right? So it's 2022. So 7 years have passed and now I practice 2 times. I start my day with English and I end my day with English. That is what I do.
Means listening to some audio or video or speaking with...
now, English, English, what is English, right? English involves 4 pillars, right? There are 4 pillars, macro skills of English. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
Reading, writing.
Listening and reading is the input. Speaking and writing are the output.
Output, okay.
So you have to give yourself the input. Output you want is speaking. Speaking has to be there. But before going to bed, the input should be there. So whether you read a book, whether you listen to an audio, it is up to you. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Is important. Okay.
Yes. Thanks, ma'am.
Any other question? I have a wonderful audience today. Everyone is so mesmerized, huh? You don't remember the question. Anything coming to your mind? You can share something. Yeah. Yes,
Hello,
Aarti.
ma'am.
Yes, Aarti.
Ma'am, I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to thank you. My session was very inspirational and motivational. Your story is like story reflects my life. So today I today I will try to be very confident and like you say, there are 4 pillars of English: speaking, reading, writing. So I will follow these pillars to be confident.
Ma'am,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
you forgot the most important pillar. Listening. Listening is the most important
Listening.
pillar. You know,
Okay.
80% of your English practice time should be devoted to listening. Because 45% of your entire English communication throughout the day is listening. So whatever time you are devoting to practice, 80% of time should be devoted to listening. That is the most important.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
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 Okay, so I got stuck. Need to change my network.